you
don't
felt?
want to talk about that.
You
I
don't
don't want to
wanna-
remember about that. I feel everyone's attention. People can never get out house without makeup. They have to act like they don't have confidence. I was trying hard to be Japanese. So that's very good that I can talk to you.
I'm so glad we can talk to each other.
It just makes so much difference.
It really does. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Grace and today I'm here with my friend Mone.
Nice to meet you.
She's visiting me from Japan at the moment. She's going to be in Australia for the next 2 months. So yeah, we thought we'd make a video talking about her experience being a halfie in Japan. We've been talking a lot about it recently and the differences between Australia and Japan. So I kind of want to interview Mone on her experience. Let's just get into it.
I'm from Japan and I'm 20 years old. My mother is from Japan and my father is from America. So I'm half American and Japanese. I was born in Kyoto and now I live in Shiga. 私は20歳の女の子で日本の京都で生まれて滋賀で育ってきました。お父さんはアメリカ人でお母さんは日本人です。だから日本とアメリカのハーフ。
名前忘れてた。
モネって言います。I feel like I've never had a negative way of being seen. I think in Japan, especially white half are seen as a positive way.
In what ways?
Just the way you look. Blonde hair, blue eyes, that was considered as a very good thing because it's so different. Everyone was so curious about me. They asked me, are you a half? Everyone asked me if I can speak English or where I am from. I felt everyone's interested to me since I was young. ハーフはあんまり今までネガティブに捉えられたことがないです。それについて悪い風に言われたこともあんまりないし、金髪とか青い目とか白人にすごいいいイメージを抱いてる日本人が多いかなって思うから、みんな私が若い時から興味津々にどことのハーフとか英語喋れるのとかいいなとかそういう言葉をすごく多く受けてきたかなって思います。I wasn't happy so much about that. When they ask me if I'm a half, they say, can you try speaking English? When I was in primary school, especially, I was like, no.
But you can speak.
I don't know why, but
yeah,
I just
get
always
that.
said, no, I can't speak at all. I'm born in Japan, so I've never spoken. I used to lie a bit.
I kind of understand. I feel like when I first got to Australia, it's the same thing. Speak Japanese. It can almost feel a little bit embarrassing for some reason. And now I feel like I'm fine with it. But when I was younger, I understand. I felt a similar way.
今は全然なんとも思わないけど、特に小学校の時とか中学生の時はあんまり嬉しくなくって、日本とアメリカのハーフやでってすぐ言ってたけど、絶対にその時に英語喋ってみてって言われるのがすごい私は嫌やった。なんか恥ずかしかった、それが。Yeah, at first, very different. I think I got more attention than others. It was easy to make friends in that way because people just comes to me and ask
so
about
interesting.
me. Yeah, right? But like teachers didn't
Treat
me
differently.
different. Friends made me feel like I'm a bit different. Not in a bad way.
Yeah.
It was always in a positive way. Yeah. But still, I felt a bit, not ashamed, but like, I'm different. I felt that way a lot of times.
May was saying the same thing as well, how May, her little sister, when she went to exchange in America, how she was like, it's so weird because no one paid any special attention to me. And she was saying her whole life she hasn't had to try and make friends because people just come up to her. But even though it's a positive attention, she liked not constantly standing out. In my experience in Japan, it is a big culture of you don't want to stand out. It doesn't feel like it's a good thing in Japan to stand out. It feels like more of what is encouraged is blending in, is more of the culture. So I think while even though it's a positive attention, it isn't always a positive experience to feel like you're standing out.
やっぱり日本ではこう小学生ぐらいの時からずっとこうハーフやからっていう理由で興味を持ってくれる人がすごく多くて、向こうからめっちゃ喋りかけてくれて、どことのハーフとか英語喋れるのとかそういう風に言ってもらうことにすごく慣れてて、もうそれが当たり前みたいな感じやったから、そういう面では全然違う風に扱われてたかなと思う。日本人より特に同年代の友達でも先生とかは全然同じように扱ってくれたと思う。ずっと多分注意してたと思う、先生もそういう風に。
Another thing that makes me think of is I feel like looks are so big in Japan, same as Australia and same as Western countries. But like May was saying, people come up to her and say, "You're so cute. Where are you from?" It seems like beauty is so important in Japan. That's also the interest in halfies is because people think they're really pretty and cute. そんなないからオーストラリア。Like, well, I guess you could, but it's not really like a normal thing to start a friendship by saying someone's cute.
Oh, really?
Or, yeah, you just like talk to them.
In Japan, it might be my environment, but it's like people talks like that girl is so cute, so I want to be friend with her
because she's pretty.
Yeah,
I feel like maybe with Australians or other Western countries, they might think that, but they would never say, "I want to be friends with her because she's pretty."
Oh, really?
Like people would be like, "What?"
In Japan, they don't consider that as a bad thing. They don't have that idea.
Totally.
People can never get out house without makeup.
Yeah.
They have to, even when they're going to school, they always have to put their makeup on, and they have to act like they don't have confidence.
Yeah, that's another huge thing in Japanese culture.
Yeah,
like, very apologizing all the time.
Even people like
compliment you,
things, you just have to act like, no,
you can never just accept a compliment. Yeah.
But now I think it's changing a bit, but I used to think that way, especially was in high school, because I think I was, as a half, I was standing out a bit, so I thought in that way I need to not stand out in
the way you acted.
By the way I act,
which is why you're like, oh no, which I think a little bit is in Australia as well, but also not to the degree with Japan. It's interesting, I feel like we always compare experiences with Japan. There's always a set way, whereas in Australia I'm like, yeah, sometimes, but sometimes they don't. It's a lot more set in one way in Japan, whereas in Australia there's so much diversity of reactions and there isn't one way, and I think that's the biggest difference.
In Japan there's a settled way.
Yes. And then if you don't, if you're like, yeah, thank you, and you seem like you think that too, it's like, yabai mitaina. Yeah.
日本では見た目にすごい気を使ってる人がほんまに多くて、すっぴんとかでも絶対外出れないし、自分に自信がない感じがいいというか、自分に自信を持ってる人がこう侮辱されるわけじゃないけど、ちょっとなんか特に私はハーフっていう面で目立てた部分があったから、他ではもう絶対目立たないようにしようって無意識に思ってる部分がめっちゃあって、特に中高生の時は。だからいかに日本人っぽく生きるかみたいな感じやったから、見た目とか褒められても、もういやそんなことないよっていう感じでずっと生きてた気がする。見た目からあの子めっちゃ可愛いから友達になりたいとか、そういうこともすごい多いと思う、日本では。でそれが全然悪いことやと思われてない感じ、もう当たり前って感じ。
でもオーストラリアではそんな言わないかなって思う。
オーストラリアではそれが何言ってるのってなるっていうのがすごい大きい違いやなと思う、日本とオーストラリアの。In a way, it was easy because, as I said before, I didn't need to go to my friends or like when I'm in a new environment, I didn't need to try new things because we already had something to talk about. We just questioning to me. If I think now, I think that was very easy, but at that time, that made me feel different more. But it wasn't in a bad way, so I could consider that as I felt special in a way. But still, I was trying hard to like be Japanese. I wasn't feeling that I was one of them.
One of them.
So at first, it's fine, but as we get closer, I feel more I'm not one of them.
Gap. Do you think people think that too? They don't see you as Japanese?
I don't know what my friends think about me. Like, I have so many close friends in Japan, but I don't know how they look at me.
You haven't spoken about it before to them?
I don't want to, because it's like I might notice them by that, like I'm different.
Oh, you might make them think about the fact that you're different?
Yeah.
Oh, and when they're already not?
Yeah.
Okay.
なん か最初にみんなが興味を持ってくれて喋りかけてくれるっていう面ではすごい友達とかも作りやすかったし、自分からめっちゃ頑張るみたいなこともせずにできたけど、それでもめっちゃそうやってやってもらえて嬉しいとかではなくって、ああやっぱ私は違うんやって思わせられる理由になってた。そうやってみんなが興味を持ってくれるのが、仲良くなるにつれてどんどんやっぱりちょっと違うやん、バックグラウンドとかが。それに気づくことが多かったし、そこでいかに日本人らしく振る舞うかっていうのが大事やったと思う。日本人っぽくしないとっていう自分の中での気持ちがずっとあった感じ。No, I think it wasn't as a child. I didn't even care about it. I felt everyone's attention even when I was walking. I think you would too.
Definitely, I felt the same. But I felt, oh, it's a good thing. I'm special when I was younger. That's how I felt.
That's so
And then when I went back to Japan older, I was like, and I can't even speak fluent Japanese. So I felt like I'd stood out way too much. I didn't like it.
But I remember when I got into junior high school, my primary school it wasn't big at all. There were only 20 people. In that place, I didn't feel different at all. When I got into junior high school and there were 240 people in one grade, I remember in the first day, I was sitting in the class, then other grade people are just coming outside and looking at me. Oh, that's the one. Until then, I didn't have a negative way. I didn't consider that as a bad thing, but I was like so nervous. Why oh my
You
God.
just want to blend in on your first day.
Yeah. I think from that, I stand out in a good way and a bad way. Some people doesn't think that is a good thing.
You think so? In Japan?
Yeah, I felt that.
Really? Like you felt you being half to them wasn't a good thing? Or in what way?
As a half or like as
Just standing out in general.
Yeah.
So when they saw you standing out, you think they didn't think good?
Yeah. But I think that happens in junior high school. It's a sensitive age.
What made you think that?
It wasn't an actual bullying or something, but like 1 year older girl was so mean to me always. Like commenting to my line.
Oh,
and
really?
I have a timeline, kind of an Instagram.
Yeah.
And they write cruel words.
Really?
And just delete it immediately.
What?
Whoa,
Oh my
like, many
gosh.
times.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's just this one girl.
Yeah, and surrounding people. But I don't know that's because I was a half or I don't know the reason, but that happened.
Like what would they say, for example?
Like really, not about half, but たまに意地悪な感じのこと。I don't wanna even say it.
Oh
but
my god.
yeah, that made me a bit.
Mone. That's another thing I've always thought with Japan. It's so shocking how cruel kids can be then. The bullying is so bad in Japan. I don't know if Japan's the highest, but it's one of the highest countries for suicide rates. And like you wouldn't even think from the way Japanese people are, like they're so light, but that's almost like the surface level and like on a deeper level there's so much darkness.
It does. And in that way, I think that age made me dark too. I think in that age, I was so dark in many ways. And that made me like, I have to be strong in bad way. I can't be just a good girl. Even people are gossiping. I have to be in there. I have to agree with that. I felt that very strongly.
Because maybe if you didn't agree, then they would target you.
Yeah, I think middle school is the worst. That's very general in Japan. I think everyone has that image.
Did you ever talk to your friends about it?
I don't
How
even
you
want
felt?
to talk about that.
You
I
don't
don't want to
wanna-
remember about that. I think I've done bad things too. I was trying so hard to like protect myself and
Of course.
trying to act strong. So
Yeah.
I don't even remember, but I think I've erased my memory. I don't know if my friends remember or not. We don't talk about that so much. We just talk about what was fun. We don't talk about the dark side. My environment was so unusual because it was girls' school and it's connecting to a university and you have to do
Exams to get, like you have to pass an exam to get in.
It's not normal, I think.
But who knows, because I told you my mum had a really horrible experience in middle school also as well, and that was a public school with boys and girls, so it seems
that's
like it's
true.
also
And May
just a thing in
standard
Japan.
too.
And May too.
Yeah, she
Had a bad
Yeah,
experience.
she
did.
hated boys.
But I think like you shouldn't feel too hard on yourself about the way you acted in that environment because you were just trying to protect yourself. And I think anyone that was in that position would have done the same thing. You know? ほんまにそう思うし even like probably not as intense, but like when I was that age as well, I definitely gossiped or bitched about people, didn't do nice things. And I think when you're at that age and everyone's like that, you don't want to be the one person that stands out. And yeah, you shouldn't be too hard on yourself.
小学生まではいい意味でしか捉えられてなくて、私の経験では。っていうのも、私の学年が20人しかいなくて、その中にグレースもいて、あともう一人アンバーっていうイギリスとのハーフの子がいて、だから20分の3がハーフやったから、もう全然なんかかっこいいと思うぐらいの感じやって全然楽しんでたけど、中学生になって一学年240人になって、でめっちゃ覚えてるのが、入学初日にクラスの外にいろんな学年の人がめっちゃ見に来てて、あの子がハーフの子やって言って、でもその時は小学生の経験からかなんか全然悪い風には思ってなくて、みんなめっちゃ気になってるんやって感じやった。でもめっちゃ緊張した。なんかめっちゃ見られてると思って怖かったのはあった。中学生と小学生で違ったのは、中学生になったらみんながそれを全員がいい意味で思うわけがなくて、こう目立ってるっていうことからちょっと悪く思う人もいて、いじめじゃないけどほんまにひどいことをしてくる人もいて。
でも私やったらそれいじめやと思う。絶対 like いじめ、horrible。 Yeah、
いじめかも。でもそういうこともちょっとあってそっからなんかほんまにもっと日本人っぽくならなと思ったり、絶対変に目立ったらあかんし強くならなと思って、私も多分そういう面でひどいことをいっぱいしたし、人に対しても。中学生の頃すごいあんまり良くない環境やったかも。あんまり好きじゃなかった。だからそういう学校が。でも多分学校もめっちゃ特殊やって、女子校やし中高一貫っていうやつやし、大学附属やし、多分みんなストレス溜まってたんやと思うけど、あの頃はハーフなことが嫌とかじゃないけど、そのせいで目立ってしまったんやったら嫌やったな友達とかにも絶対そういう話はしひんかった。今もその時のことは思い出さへんようにしてる感じ。たまにママとかがあの時モネちゃん大変やったなって言ってくるけど、それももうやめてって感じ。なんか思い出したくない過去って感じ。喋りたくないし、友達とかとも絶対喋らない話題っていう感じ。I'm over it now.
Yeah.
But when I was in high school, I couldn't even talk about it still. I remember when I was in high school during my class, I think I was crying about that.
And that's so hard, not talking about it with your friends or people like...
I didn't trust my friends so much at that time. Not now, but like, because I felt I'm different, so I'm not the same as them.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't want them to judge me as a half. I thought they wouldn't understand. So I didn't even try. I didn't even think of that. Even now, I wouldn't talk about how I feel as a half to my friend.
Because it makes you feel more aware of the fact that you're different.
Yeah. So that's very good that I can talk to you.
I'm so glad we can talk to each other.
It just makes so much difference.
It really does.
もう違うって分かってたし、今は違うけどなんか理解してもらえないって思ってたから、友達に絶対。だからこのハーフ独特の悩みを絶対喋ろうとも思わなかったし、今はもうメイとかでグレースに今こうやって会えたからいっぱい喋れてるけど、それが初めてな感じ、友達やったら。だから嬉しいです。
嬉しいです。
嬉しいです。こうやって共有できて初めての経験。あんちゃんも。
Anyway, that's everything we're going to talk about today. Thank you, Mone, for being. I'm so glad we could do this. I'm so glad. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and like and comment if you enjoyed it. Oh, also Mone is going to start a YouTube channel with her little sister May. So go subscribe. I'll put the link in the description below. Okay. Bye.